Hey, my name's Devin Koretsky. I'm going to be going over the solar presentation. I hope you enjoy, okay? So the name of the presentation is how to own your own power company and charge yourself less, because that's exactly what you're going to be doing when you go solar. My company name is Aura Solar, and I work exclusively with the installers Greenlight Solar. As you can see here, they have fantastic reviews. You can look up on Yelp. They're the Better Business Bureau accredited. And they're just fantastic all around. I wouldn't trust anyone to do a better job than them, and that's why I only work with them and I don't work with any other installers. So a little bit about what we'll be going over today. First, we'll talk about how solar works to make sure you have the foundation for how it's going to benefit you. Then we'll go over all the benefits in detail, and we'll decide together whether solar is a right fit for you, if it's going to save you money, or if it's not. Either way, that's fine with me. My main purpose is to make sure that you get all the information you need to make a decision, okay? So let's get right into it. How does solar work? So the panels, they go up on your roof, right? And the sun shines down on those panels, right? They create DC electricity. Now, DC electricity, that cannot be used in your home, right? So the DC flows into an inverter, it inverts it and converts it into AC electricity. That AC electricity powers your house. Now your utility provider, whoever you're with, they come out to the home and they install what we call a net meter. So that net meter not only runs forward and charges you money, which yours does now, but it runs backwards as well. So during the day when you're producing a ton of electricity through your solar panels, that excess electricity goes back to your utility provider, back to their grid, and they actually pay you for that electricity that you are providing to them, right? When you need it back from them, they just give it back to you. So a good way to think of this and kind of wrap your head around how this works is to think about Metro PCS's rollover minutes. That was extremely popular like 10 years ago. So if you remember that, it's the exact same concept as that. The utility provider is acting as a piggy bank for you, right? So you no longer have to buy electricity from them. So it's fantastic. The main reason why so many people are switching to solar is to protect themselves from increasing utility costs, right? I don't know if you've noticed, but your electricity bill has been going up and up and up and up year after year after year, right? There's a lot of great studies that show exactly how much it's been increasing. This is one that I found. It's increased about 66% in the last 20 years. Now, unfortunately, out in California and out here in Texas where we are, the increase has been at a much higher rate, right? And the reason for that is simple. So in Texas, thousands of families have been flooding into our state month after month after month, and the demand for electricity has been skyrocketing, right? So these utility companies are having trouble keeping up with all the electricity needs for all the new residents. And as you know, as demand goes up, price goes up as well. So unfortunately, there's no signs of that slowing, actually only increasing as years to come. There actually was a cap rate, right, that was placed on the utility companies and how much they can charge residents for electricity, right, which is great that Texas has that. However, that was raised. It was raised 3 times, one in 2013, one in 2015, and one in 2017. So now these utility companies have free reign to raise our electricity rates 100% over the upcoming years, right? So with solar, you do not have to worry about that. With solar, you lock in a low rate, right? I mean, the best thing in the world would be for the utility company to come to you and say, hey, we'll lock in your low rate and you'll never have to worry about these increases, but that will never happen. With solar, you're able to do that. Another thing I want to touch on is people don't realize how much money they're spending for electricity, right? You need your AC, you need your lights, so most residents, they don't even think about it, right? They just pay it month after month after month. But let's take an average $150 bill. That's about average out here in Texas, right? With just a 3% annual increase over the next 15 years, you're going to be paying $33,000 directly to the utility company with no return on investment. That sucks, right? Over 30 years, you're paying $85,000 on no with no return on investment. But there's a better way with solar. So with solar, you lock in a low rate, right? It stays the same. It's fixed. You don't have to pay that super high bill in the summer. You have the same bill month after month after month for your electricity. And then one day that bill goes away completely, right? It goes away because you paid off your solar system, right? And you have free electricity. And this is how people are able to save tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars by going solar, right? So it's a great addition to your retirement plan, and the savings are phenomenal, right? On the other hand, you can stick with your utility company and, like I said before, pay more and more year after year after year, okay? Not only do you get that benefit, but you're also going to get an increased property value for your home, right? There's tons of studies, I have a bunch of them I can show you, that prove that solar raises the value of your home. Here's one study here, right? It's according to solarreviews.com, right? It raises the property value $5,911 for each kilowatt of solar installed. So let's say you have a 5 kilowatt system. That's a very small system. That's going to increase your property value roughly $29,555, right? Now you're probably asking, well, why is solar increasing the value of my home? I don't get that, Devin. Well, let me explain it. It's really simple, guys. Right now, your electricity is a liability, right? You have to pay $100, $200 every month. It's money that you're throwing away that you're not giving back, right? When you go solar, your electricity becomes an asset. Why? Because instead of paying $200 for electricity, your solar system is producing $200 worth of electricity for you. So when a potential buyer looks at your home, they're like, I don't have to pay $200 for electricity. I only have to pay $15, right? I'm going to be saving all this money. I have a power producing asset on my roof. So when you look at it that way, you can see why it raises that value, right? And of course, the amount of money that your system is producing just increases year after year because your electricity is worth more year after year after year. So instead of having to pay more, you're producing more money. It's awesome, guys. Another big reason people go solar, and one of the biggest reasons and why residential solar was even invented, is because of the environmental impact, guys. The environmental impact is huge. I want to talk about pollution, because pollution is a horrible problem worldwide. 9 out of 10 people breathe polluted air. It's a world epidemic. It's the 4th largest human health concern worldwide, guys. There's literally millions of people dying from pollution-related illnesses year after year after year. So when you go solar, you're not just saving money and getting these long-term investments and locking in a low rate and all those benefits, but you're making a difference in the world. You're setting an example for future generations, right? And doing your part to change the world. It's extremely important. So let's just recap everything we went over. I know we've gone over a lot. When you go solar, you get that fixed monthly payment, right? That low fixed monthly payment, so you are protecting yourself from paying more and more and more in electricity year after year after year, right? You get that energy independence from the grid, right? You don't have to worry about them and all their extra fees they're going to throw at you in the future, and you're making a positive environmental impact, right? You're changing the planet for future generations and doing your part, right? Now, all this program, if you qualify, and we have to get to that step and see if we can get you qualified, but if you qualify, you don't have to pay a penny out of pocket to get all these benefits, right? You're also getting incentives from the federal government in the form of a tax credit, right? It's not a tax write-off. This is money you actually get from the government. They're going to pay you up to 26% of the price of your system for making this addition to your home, because they see how you're impacting the environment positively, and they want to support you for that. So this is one of the only ways you can actually get money back from the government. So you get that benefit too. And in another year, this federal tax credit is actually going away. So it's for a limited time, right? Also, you're adding value to your home, which we just talked about, right? Your electricity is now an asset when you go solar instead of a liability, right? So when you do decide to move forward, guys, the next steps are pretty simple, right? My team will come out to the house. They'll do an official site survey. They'll get some drone footage of the roof. They'll line everything up perfectly, and then you'll get your final design and give the final thumbs up to move forward, right? And then we take care of the permitting with the city for you. We take care of the HOA. If you have an HOA, we take care of all that for you. We make sure this goes smoothly for you, so you just relax and we get the system up and installed on your roof. So it's really simple, really easy. There's a lot of great benefits from it. We'll get into your proposal and the specifics of how much it's going to cost you and all the money that you're going to save in just a minute. But I wanted to thank you so much for checking out this presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm sure you have some more questions, so feel free to reach out to me about those. I'd love to talk more about it. So yeah, thank you so much and have a great day. Let's save the world.